So why is the iPhone so good for people on the autism spectrum? I'm covering all of that and more right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie World. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about those subjects, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below. And if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos just like this one. And if you're watching on Instagram TV, make sure to give this page a follow so you see more autism content from this account. Guys, what's going on? If you haven't already, I totally need you to go and download my free Autism Hacks PDF book. You can get it from autismhacks.net right now, completely free. From me to you, super awesome. Hey guys, I want to say thanks to Soundstory Headphones for sponsoring this video. Now, Soundstory headphones, which come in a snazzy case, are these awesome things here. So Soundstory programs help children and adults on the autism spectrum with sensory processing disorder and special educational needs. A company that's recommended by therapists and professionals globally, Soundstory is a multi-sensory music movement program. The Soundstory headphones are equipped with dynamic filters and bone conduction technology that helps improve motor skills and cognitive development in children and adults. So kind of like you put these on and then you like go through the list of programs and you take their like actual like so many days or so many weeks program, which you do every day, and then it tells you to do different stretches while listening to different music. I've tried this thing for like you know, however long I did it for. I think I did it for like a week and it was absolutely amazing. This thing actually really was fascinating, which is why I wanted to work with them again. I did a video with them before, but I wanted to do another one, and these guys kindly sponsored this video and I love it. So the Soundstory works on the fine, gross and visual motor skills in children, leading to enhancements in handwriting and drawing, balance and posture, and eye-hand coordination and sport-like skills. Now, Soundstory is designed to be safe and effective and is helping children on the autism spectrum with auditory sensory processing disorder and other developmental delays. Now, if you guys want to get your hands on one of these units, I will leave a link down below with a code, so you can actually get 10% off with the link if you want to purchase this from me down below. So I just want to talk about the program. So the program consists of a specially designed music processed with neuroacoustic modifications, as well as a series of movement-based exercises. It's a 40-day program divided into 2 sections of 20 days each, with a break of 1 month in between. Each day consists of 30 minutes of music and exercise. Soundstory helps improve fine gross motor skills in children and things like handwriting and balance and posture and hand-eye coordination, which is super, super awesome. You get 9 hours of battery time in these headphones when they're fully charged, and you also get access to the online exercise videos with an option to switch to Bluetooth mode and as a regular headset. You know, you can use these things as your daily kind of listeners, which is pretty cool because they're just super snazzy, super cool, and so you can actually use them as your Bluetooth headset for your phone, and you can also discreetly do your program. So that's super awesome. Please check them out. Like I said, link in the description below. You get 10% off with this, and I highly recommend it. Okay guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Aspie World, guys, where we think differently daily. What's going on, different thinker fam? Good to have you all here. See each and every one of you enjoying life. That's how it should be. Anyway guys, I have a different video to talk about today. The thing is, I don't know, I never planned on doing this video, so this is kind of a bit off the cuff, so sorry if it's a bit kind of all over the place, so I do apologize. But I basically purchased a new iPhone recently. I was using this one, which is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and then I traded in and I bought, well, I didn't trade in, but I upgraded and I bought the 12 Pro Max, which is the phone that's just come out. And it's a little bit different cosmetically. I mean, like, it has just a completely different bezel around the edges, and it's a bit heavier, it's a bit bigger, and the cameras are a bit bigger. Cosmetically, there are some differences, but internally, it's really interesting because there's a bunch of features on this phone which I think are really, really good for autism, and I'm going to jump into all of those right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover is the fact that I have super bad issues with like fine motor skills, right? Like trying to like squeeze buttons to take you know, screenshots and all this kind of stuff. And before, when I had the old phone, I couldn't really take screenshots other than just like having to press 2 buttons down at once on my phone, and it was a bit pants, you know, it was a bit rubbish, and I didn't enjoy it as much as it was just difficult to actually do. Now with this new phone, if I want to take a screenshot, I just double tap the back of it and it actually takes a screenshot for me. As you can see there's the screenshot, which is kind of just amazing, right? So having like actual tactile touch buttons, like you don't do anything, you just like tap the phone and it does stuff like that. whew, I mean, straight off the bat, that thing just, that really sold me on this phone. Now the other thing is that the display is huge. The thing is a really big display. Now the good thing about this display is that you can watch movies and read books on it and play games on it, which basically kind of bridges the gap between carrying around a huge iPad and a smaller iPhone. So you kind of have this like in between. You have this iPhone which is big enough to do all those things on it, but it's small enough that it still fits in your pocket. You know, you can actually still just, you know, reach up and just put this thing in your pocket, and there it goes safe, and just take it out when you need to. Now there's been loads of mixed reviews around this phone saying that like one thing or another is wrong with it, and there's going to be haters on every side of the fence of every kind of phone. But one thing I do love about iPhone is something that I think is so crucial to life for people on the autism spectrum, and I'm going to go through all of those now. So first off, you have the YouTube app where you can watch all my lovely videos, and if you haven't hit that notification bell so you get notified when my videos get uploaded, do that right now, because you don't want to be missing out. Now guys, if you haven't you know, used an iPhone before, this is all going to be new to you, but there are a few new features with this phone which I'll show you a couple of the new features. But in terms of the classic features, why I think the iPhone is the best phone for people on the autism spectrum, I'll show you that right now. So the first thing, especially for parents or people who have loved ones on the spectrum who may want to kind of I don't know, keep track and know where somebody is. And it's kind of like, if you've got like an autistic kid and they're 16, 17, they want to go to their friend's house and play computer games, but you don't want them to be like, hey, phone me when you get there, text me, because nobody wants to be texting their mum and dad, you know, it's a bit like, you know, it's going to cramp your style, right? But you can turn this thing on, which we've got share location, so you can send my current location, but I can share my actual location with my girlfriend Naomi, so it shows us where we are in the world. So when I'm traveling about, she can just click on that and see where I am, and I don't have to tell her like, oh, I'm here, or I'm here, or I'm here. You don't have to keep track of anybody. So you can just share your location between two iPhones or Apple devices, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a great way of keeping on track of, you know, where people are. And just really a great way for you to just really understand, you know, that somebody is at a certain location, you know exactly where they are. It kind of puts your mind at ease. So you can actually see here that, you know, we've got shared location, and that's pretty darn cool. Getting to the other features of this phone, one of the most awesome ones, and I think this is a really good one, is that you have text dictation software. So you can just like talk to the phone and say stuff like, hey, you know, I want to go out and get some groceries later. I just wanted to know if you want to come out and hang. And it will just populate the actual text on the screen for you, and you can just send that away. So I have a huge issue because I've got dyslexia as well. So I don't know how to spell words. I don't know what words mean. So if I type out a word, if I speak out a word, it'll spell it correctly for me. And then I just double tap on the word, and then I can click look up, and it'll tell me what the word means, because there's like a thesaurus and a dictionary within the iPhone, which is absolutely fantastic. So this is also a learning tool. So you can use just that speech to text function as a letter writer and an email writer, right? Or a text message writer, wherever you want, because it works as long as the keyboard comes up with a little microphone. You can use it on any app. The other thing is that, again, you can highlight the words and get it to speak it to you, as well as tell you what it is. So if you highlight the words, and then you click speak, it will actually speak the words. Listen.
Hey, you know, I want to go out and get some groceries later, Johnson, if you want to come out and hang.
So you can have it read out books to you, you can have it read out anything to you. It's absolutely fantastic. But also the thesaurus and dictionary function in it is just wild, man. It's just wild. And I love that about the iPhone. Now the cameras in this thing are absolutely enormous. These are things that are fantastic, and I absolutely love these cameras, especially if you're interested in taking pictures. I know people on the autism spectrum are really creative, and they're very wanting to express themselves in all kinds of ways. And this phone actually is like having a mini DSLR in your pocket, which is a digital kind of camera, and it's just so good. You know, you can just take some really good quality photos with this camera, and it's just great. If you want to find that picture, I'm going to put it on Instagram. You guys better go there and just double tap that IG, yo. If you see, just do it. That being said, guys, one of the new features in this, which is absolutely just amazing, is that with the with the calendars app and like your reminders and stuff like that, you can actually move these into your actual home screen, so you can just like plonk them anywhere. So you can now have those apps right on your home screen rather than having them in the widget screen, which where they've been for the past kind of like, well, forever, since the iPhone's been around. Now, one of the things I love about that's a cool new feature, but one of the things I love about it is that the Siri Assistant in the iPhone is so advanced that it can be a lifeline. So for me, I have short-term memory loss because I'm on the autism spectrum, right? And so having to think like, if somebody says, Dan, I need you to come to this place at a certain time, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna remember that. I can say to me, like, yeah, cool, I'll be there, and I'll forget. So I just use Siri and say, can you remind me to go to the pharmacy tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Okay, added.
So there's a little reminder that comes up as well. Now, on top of that, the best feature of this is that when I get an email and the email has a date range in there, I can actually click on the date range in the email. Someone says, hey, can we do a call next Friday at like 6 o'clock or whatever? I say, okay, and I click on the date that they suggested, and it will actually make a calendar event for me, so I don't have to go to my calendar, try and remember what they said, and input that into my calendar from my email account, which is just absolutely kind of devastating because I'm always going to forget to do that, especially when I have meetings and podcast interviews and magazine interviews and stuff like that. So I use the mail function to then create an invite event for my calendar, and when it goes into the calendar, this awesome little pop-up happens where you can click show all notes or show in mail. So you click show in mail and it'll pull up the actual email that you were talking to somebody through, and you can remember what was going on. Because one of the biggest things I have is that when I have a podcast interview set up, I'm like, okay, I've got a podcast interview set up, I'm sitting here waiting to have this phone call, and I'm like, oh my goodness, who's this for? I have no idea what's this for again. So I just go into the app and I click check it in email or show notes, and it tells me exactly who it's for. I love it. It's just amazing. So guys, that is kind of like the reason that this phone is so good for autism. Also, it's very robust and it's made out of some fantastically strong material now, which is the old iPhones were kind of a bit flimsy. You know, you'd look at them and the screen would crack, especially on a face like this. No, and so yeah, I just absolutely highly recommend it. I would definitely check it out if you're looking for a good phone and utility. I don't call this really a phone. This thing is like a lifeline tool for me, and I say this all the time to anybody. If I didn't have an iPad and an iPhone, I would never be able to operate my life because this does everything for me. Now, I have done a video on the apps that I use specifically for autism and ADHD within my phone. I will leave that in a link down below, so you can definitely check that one out. And I just love this phone, so yeah, definitely check it out. I'll leave a link for this phone as well if you're interested in checking it out. But that was what the phone looks like straight out of the box. It's only a couple of, I think it's like a week old. Love it. Yeah, thanks so much. All right, guys, if you think this video was helpful, please share it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you want to, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment with any comments, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.